I'm Jessica Greif here with a very special guest. You might recognize her from the red bandana and the overalls. This is Rosie the Riveter, specifically to the Rose Festival Rose Wade. And this is the first year Rosie the Riveter has been part of the Rose Festival's Living History program. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am from Battleground, Washington. I'm 21 years old, and back in 1943 when I graduated from high school, I decided that I wanted to move to Vanport to work in the shipyards. I was inspired by the very first original Rosie the Riveter artwork that was inspired by the song. And I saw that for the first time. I'm like, Mom, that's it. That's what I want to do. And after I graduated, I moved to Vanport and with my friend Susie, and I worked in the shipyards for 2 years.
Wow. And what was that like?
It was really interesting. By the time I came in, the men were actually used to seeing us women working in there, but it was really interesting because it was an environment where all these women were working, and we had replaced the men because they were off to war. And so we were in there taking their jobs and doing that hard work, and we proved that women can do anything. From what I understand, a lot of people today don't actually know what Vanport is. It was a city that was in the middle of Vancouver and Portland. It was surrounded by a lot of water, which was the reasoning for the flood. But Henry Kaiser, when he was the one who started the Kaiser shipyards, and he made this call out to people to come work in the shipyards and take up these jobs because there were so many available. And thousands of people came from all over the country to take up this well-paying work. And he built this city in 110 days. It was called the Miracle City because it flew up so fast. And it wasn't the most structured city. A lot of the buildings weren't the greatest quality. There were tight living spaces. It was crowded. It was noisy. And that's how the city that's how it flooded and was washed away so easily, was because they were not the strongest buildings.
Sure. And so you're touring, you're going to schools, you're telling people these stories. What's that been like?
It's been amazing. We've been visiting these schools, and we have two other people with us. We have Mayor Harry, who is the founder of the Rose Festival, and Queen Thelma, who is our first elected queen, with me. And it's so great to teach the kids these history, this point in time where they didn't get to experience it, but we did, and it's been magical because they look at us and they're in awe. And because they can't even imagine it, and to hear the stories coming from us, it's been really great.
Good. If anyone wants to meet you, is there still opportunities to do that?
Yes, I will be at City Fair on May 30th from 2 to 4 p.m. as well as on June 7th at that same time.
Okay. And before we go, I feel like you need to show us a good Rosie the Riveter pose.
I can do that.
All right. There you go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And again, there are other opportunities for you to meet Rosie herself.